It, however, had to grit its teeth and accept the barbarian status which the Chinese bestowed. In the end, Abe no Nakamaru never did return home, dying in Chang'an aged 72 in 770. To this day, he remains deeply respected, a symbol of peace and mutual friendship in both China and Japan. When I look up into the vast sky tonight, is it the same moon that I saw rising from behind Mount Mikasa at Kasuga Shrine all those years ago? In the breeze scatter soft snow flurries, so brief that it's intermittent. Fall is sad, indeed. It was the end of the 10th century, a time of weak central rule and chaos in the countryside. Indeed, for the past century or more, the entire world had been in turmoil. The Vikings were ravaging Europe, the Mayan kingdoms and Central America were in swift decline. China was divided by conflict and epidemics raged throughout the globe. In Japan, conflict with Silla on the Korean peninsula and the danger of travel in war-torn China had meant that the once glorious diplomatic missions had ceased. Immigration similarly dried up, trade faltered, and the all-important intellectual exchange, on which earlier development had been based, faded into distant memory. The court lost control of the provinces and retreated within itself. Despite this calamity, however, a great flowering of culture was occurring in the now almost ancient 200-year-old capital, Kyoto. Great volumes of poetry were declaimed for posterity, gorgeous clothing recorded in immortal artworks, music and dance of great sophistication composed to be handed down the generations for 1,000 years. And perhaps most wonderful of all, a great literary tradition came into being. The world's first ever novel, Murasaki Shikibu's Tale of Genji, was written in serial form in the early 11th century, and other women, especially those of the court, brushed their witticisms and ironic reflections into diaries, which are still enjoyed to this day. Prime among these female authors, somewhat akin to trend-setting celebrity influencers of our modern world, was, say, Shonagon. Fine then, how to be hard-hearted from me you have learned, but to promise, then not come. Who taught you that, I wonder? As far as Sei was concerned, the common people were little better than worms. One occasionally caught a glimpse of them as one travelled through a village, their clothes threadbare, unperfumed and untrammelled by colour of rank, their children naked and gaping. Once she had seen a small boy, no doubt abandoned by his commoner mother, much as animals leave their young to fend for themselves, standing and gaping at her from the side of the road. He did not move, simply stared at her carriage the whole time, gawping. Could anything have been more rude? Sei Shonagon, lady-in-waiting, court chronicler, diarist and social commentator, had reflected on this and other events